No way that a cup of Darjeeling, no way that's waking someone up from do not resuscitate coma.
Hello and welcome to Doctor What? I'm Sarah.
And I'm Jeanette.
What are we going to talk about today, Jeanette?
Today we're going to talk about the sexiest episode of all time. The Christmas invasion. I need David Tennant to invade my... I'm not going to say it. Sorry. I'm going to cut that out. That's for the bloopers.
Well, okay, Jeanette, like, in episode 6, you did say you want to, like, absorb his genetic material, lest we forget. So...
Yeah, you got me with that one. You got me with that one.
It's been said.
I feel like oftentimes, usually I'm the one catching you with, like, embarrassing things and embarrassing receipts, so some comeuppance is deserved. I deserved that. But, yeah, we are talking about the Christmas invasion, the first episode that features, well, I mean, I guess he was in the last episode, but the first episode that really features David Tennant as the 10th Doctor.
Dude. Ugh. Like, this is so iconic. We're about to start such an iconic era of New Who, and I'm so excited to get into it.
I am so excited to get into it. I mean, I feel like this is the day I've been waiting for my entire life. Like, this is what I think of when I think about Doctor Who. Like, all memories that I have of New Who is of David Tennant's season.
Yeah.
So, or I don't know how many seasons he goes for, but yeah.
He's got, so he's in series, he got 3 proper series, and then he has 4 like holiday specials.
Yes, and the new one that just came out, right? He's in that one too.
Yeah, that's a 3-part special as well.
That actually came out the day that we uploaded or recorded, I don't remember which one, that it was like a landmark for Doctor What, wasn't it?
Yeah, we like purposefully like released the first episode around the time that special came out, to kind of like, you know, strike while the iron is hot, while people are rewatching Doctor Who again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to give a synopsis? Do you want to like jump into it?
Sure. Yes, it's a short one, short and sweet this time around. It's Christmas Eve, and high above London, the alien Sycorax are holding the Earth for ransom. The 10th Doctor must recover from his regeneration in time to save the human race from slavery.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it.
They were going to get enslaved. I like fully forgot.
Yeah, it kind of wasn't that big of a plot thing, was it?
Yeah, I feel like they could have just said save the human race, you know, like the slavery thing wasn't really a detail at all. They mentioned it like one time.
Yeah. But anyway, why don't you regale us with some fun facts about this episode? I'm sure there's a lot.
I shall. I've picked 3. So for the shots where the Sycorax are first shown, they were intentionally posed to resemble Queen in Bohemian Rhapsody. It's such a British episode. We'll get into that.
It is such a British episode, but yeah.
All right, so the second fun fact, in the wide shots of the city, you can see scaffolding around Big Ben in the process of being rebuilt after Aliens of London, which Jeanette pointed out.
I did. I did. Why so see the observer? That's me. Oh, God. Makes up for all the times that I didn't notice the Bad Wolf references in the last series.
I mean,
but, you know.
They were, like, purposefully, like, obscure, I think. Like, I don't think it's that bad that you didn't notice all of them. It's fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. David Tennant is credited as the Doctor, as opposed to Christopher Eccleston, who is credited as Doctor Who. The change in the credit was done at Tennant's request.
Interesting.
So, I don't know if you know this. This isn't like a fun fact from IMDb. I'm sure it's on there. I just like memorized so much about David Tennant when I was 15. Like
Oh my God.
I like told the story of like David Tennant's life to my mom one time in the car, and I like broke down crying.
Sarah?
I'm like not normal about him.
Look, if anybody, we talked about, Sarah and I talked about recording this episode live, like as like live reaction as we watched it, and I think if we did that, we would have gotten like a restraining order placed on the both of us by David Tennant's lawyers, because some of the things that we were saying about him were not okay.
I hope to God, like, he never finds this. Like, it's very doubtful that he does, but, like, it would be so embarrassing because, like, when
I see him at Anime Dallas, or whatever, that convention in Dallas that I want to go to, I'm gonna say, you should really listen to our podcast.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not. That would be crazy. That would be so crazy.
Don't. Don't. I wasn't sure if you cut out or not.
No, I didn't. I just didn't say anything else.
But yeah, so David Tennant was a really big fan of Doctor Who as a kid. Like, Tom Baker was his favorite doctor. I think he even, like, got the scarf. Like, he was a huge fan of Doctor Who. So landing this role was, like, huge for him. It's, like, his dream role. He, like, wanted to speak in his regular Scottish accent, and they didn't let him. Because Russell T Davies, I think he said he didn't want it to be, like, a tour of the regions or something, because Christopher Eccleston had a northern accent. So he was like, no, we need David Tennant to just have, like, a more regular, like, English accent or something.
Oh, fuck you, Russell T Davies. Fuck you.
I know.
Like, dude, if we had gotten Scottish... Okay, actually, maybe it's good that we didn't get Scottish David Tennant, because then it would be over for us, for real.
Jeanette, you're not ready for the third episode.
No.
You're not ready.
Is this the one that I've seen clips of?
Probably.
Where... Probably. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just think it's funny because only, like, a huge, like, Whovian would be like, no, it's not Doctor Who, it's the Doctor. And, like, make them change it in the credits. Like,
I'm obsessed with him. He truly is, like, living out my fantasy, my personal, Jeanette Ann Hildegard Chen, my personal fantasy of being, like, a 6-foot-tall, lanky Scottish man who is a really good actor and gets to, like, parade around him. You know what I mean? Like, why aren't I him?
Autoandrophilia.
I don't even care. I don't care if the accusations are true.
No,
I
yeah.
need to be him, and I need him.
Yeah, I mean, like, I say that because, like, I am an autoandrophile. We don't, like, we're joking. Like, we don't, that's not...
For legal purposes, we're joking.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to get into, like, best part, then?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what might... No, I won't take the cop-out answer, because the cop-out answer is just David Tennant, of course, when he wakes up. Which I think I said to Sarah, I was like, oh, he's really just getting paid to lay in bed the entire episode, huh?
He's so...
But for good reason.
He's like, he looks so silly when he's laying down. Like, there's just, like, something about him. Like, I know he's not sleeping. I want to just, like, squish his face.
What did you say? We're gonna cut this out. I want to lick the sweat from the bridge of his nose.
I just said I wanted to lick the bridge of his nose. I didn't say I wanted to lick the sweat off of it. But I wouldn't be opposed to licking the sweat.
But anyway, I think my favorite thing about this episode is that it was kind of a tour of everything that has happened since series 1. I really loved getting to see Mickey and Jackie again and how their lives have progressed, or in Mickey's case, how they haven't progressed and he's still just stuck around waiting for Rose. But I really loved seeing, again, the detail with the scaffolding on Big Ben. Harriet Jones as Prime Minister.
Yes.
It was awesome. that really warmed my heart. And every time she was like, Harriet Jones, Prime Minister, I was like, oh, Harriet, I remembered why you were my favorite character in World War III. My woman, my lady. And what they did with her character at the end of the episode, we can talk about it a little bit later, but I was like, no, but also I liked it. I thought it was quite good. But yeah, just seeing like Jackie having Howard, like not even seeing Howard, but just like hearing about him, I was like, yeah, you get it, girl. Like I loved seeing all of the kind of mundane things that have changed since Rose has been away, and how things have progressed back on Earth.
Yeah, that's always like a high point of the episodes of what, like when they return to contemporary England, just like seeing everyone. Like that's always a good thing about Russell T Davies' writing, is that he always focuses on like the mundane.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. For my best part, I don't want to give the cop-out answer.
Come on, but we do have to talk about it sooner or later, so if you give the cop-out answer, then we can talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing, though. It's like, because, you know, part of me, and when we get to worst parts, we'll critique the episode. We will dissect it. We'll give analysis. But, like, there's just, like, a 14-year-old girl that lives inside of me and, like, kicks her feet and giggles whenever she sees David Tennant. You know, like a girl who bought, like, a life-size cardboard cutout of David Tennant and, like, put it in her basement and, maybe kissed it once or twice. I don't know, who's to say? But, like, I just... like, he just...
I'm glad you admitted to kissing it.
Oh, anything for content. I, like... He just, like, means a lot to me. You know what I mean? Like, he's, like, one of my first, like, big celebrity crushes after Justin Bieber.
Did you know that Sarah owned, 2... variations of the Justin Bieber perfume?
I myself forgot about that. Like, how did you... I think it was
what can I say?
It was like the boyfriend perfume, and then
you had another one.
Yeah, I forgot the other one. I was a big believer back in the day when he had like the swishy hair. I like hair.
Yeah, David Tennant's got hair.
Yeah, I just really, like, love him. Like, I just have such a strong parasocial connection to him that even, like, now, having watched, like, a lot more Doctor Who, like, I think that I would say that Peter Capaldi at this point is my favorite Doctor, with David Tennant as a very close second. Not to, like, say any sacrilege, but we'll get into that much later. But, like...
Mm-hmm.
Like, David Tennant will always mean so much to me, and just, like, seeing him, like, triumphantly return in this episode with, like, the cheesy slow-motion sword fight and, like, regrowing a hand, like, it is just, like, everything that I, like, loved about Doctor Who when I was, like, a teenage girl, and, like, it just, like, makes me happy, and it's something that will, like, always make me happy.
That's really beautiful. That is really, Sarah, that's really lovely. I love to hear that.
Yay.
That's amazing. Yay, yippee! But I agree with you. Like, it was just really great to see him in what seemed to be his element. And now that I know that fun fact that this was kind of like a dream role for him, that he loved Doctor Who growing up, like, you can really see it in his performance. He just is acting his heart and soul out. It's just all there. All of it. Like, not even just the funny, quippy stuff, but, like, the dead serious. I mean, there are levels to his Doctor. Like, not that there weren't levels to Eccleston, but he is so dynamic. I aspire to be an actor of such depth as David Tennant. He's really quite stupendous.
Yeah, like, that's another part of this episode, as you said. Like, he has, like, layers to him. Like, one moment he'll be, like, a little flirty with Rose, and then the next moment he's, like, fighting off the threat. Like, he's giving a teaser of, like, what's to come, just, like, in this Christmas special. And, like, he's just like doing his job well, like a new Doctor's first episode. You're meant to see like what might happen in this Doctor's future and how they might interact with new like threats and villains, and you just like get to see every bit of that, and it's so interesting.
Yeah. Oh man. When he goes up, he's running that little monologue where he's like, I mean, I don't even know what kind of man I am. Am I a gambler? Am I a liar? Am I a cheater? And he just like really casually dissects like the bluff of the Sycorax, where he goes in and he just strolls up and he opens the thing underneath the button and he tastes the blood, and it was just, oh, so good. So good. Wow.
He has like a swagger about him.
Dude,
Like
this is why he was the perfect Crowley. Because
ugh.
you know how and not to bring up Good Omens, but you know how in the book Crowley is described as like not really knowing how to use his legs like correctly because he's a snake. He has that kind of like snake saunter.
Yeah, he sauntered vaguely downwards.
Exactly. David Tennant, best pick in the book for someone who has that kind of gait, who can pull off that walk. I don't know how he can have such narrow hips and he can just do that thing with the legs. Like, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's a very specific kind of masculinity that he channels that I feel like is envied by like non-binary people and like trans men like the world over. Like
Yeah.
because he has maybe like a touch of androgyny to him, like he's not like this macho man, but he is very like, especially in this role, just like very charming and like intelligent and like knows how to work a room, and like he just captivates you, and ah
He is an operator. That's what he is. An operator.
he's a smooth operator.
God. And, do you have, I'm sure there's plenty more to say about David Tennant. Do you have anything else, like, specific?
I can't think of anything at the moment. My mind is just like, I feel like I am walking on air. Like I feel like my soul and my body have disconnected, and my soul is just like singing and dancing.
I'm right there with you. I'm like, in cartoons, like old cartoons, when somebody puts a pie on the windowsill and the smell like wafts out into the air, and then somebody like follows the scent like floating like all the way up to that's me. And David Tennant is the pie. But anyway, I wanted to ask if you had anything else to say, because I wanted to pivot a little bit and not focus on David Tennant for a second, which I know is sacrilegious.
Yeah.
But another high point of the episode for me, before we get into kind of what our least favorite things were the practical effects. I thought were spectacular. I was really impressed with the makeup and the prosthetics on the Sycorax.
Yes.
I thought they looked awesome. I thought the set design for like the inside of their ship was really cool. Even the CGI of the ship itself was not too bad. It did make me laugh though, the satellite getting sucked in and the little Union Jack on it. And then like when Mickey was looking up the pilot fish and the shark went like arr, like it chomped his teeth. That was a little goofy. But the practical effects, the Sycorax, I mean, I thought whoever did their makeup and their SFX stuff, that looked really good.
Yeah, I agree. The thing with like Mickey like looking up the pilot fish and everything, like I don't get why they couldn't just like get a video of like an actual shark and like an actual fish.
Well, they had to use like the modicum, like the small iota of SFX budget they had to use it up, so they had to get more CGI in there.
Is that like actually a thing?
No, I don't think. I'm just making that up.
Okay.
I don't actually know.
I was like, that's like the only rational explanation for why they did that.
You know me, I love to lie. Am I a liar? Am I a cheater? Am I right-handed, left-handed, etc., etc.?
I'm like kicking my feet. I'm waving my hands.
Literally, they stimming on they shit like they saw the 10th Doctor for the first time.
It feels like it. Like, oh my god. Like, there's just, like, so many scenes of his from his whole run that just, like, stick out in my brain. And, like, whenever I rewatch them again after, like, a few years go by, I just, like, I feel like I'm in middle school again. Like, I just feel like I have, like, a middle school crush on a fucking lanky man on the TV.
God. Yeah.
What was your worst part?
My worst part. So this is a difficult thing because genuinely I thought it was a pretty good episode all the way through. Even the twist, not the twist necessarily, but the thing with Harriet at the end, though it hurt me to see her kind of not be a baddie, but not a baddie like like she a baddie, but like a baddie as in terms of like a bad guy.
She is a baddie.
Sorry. She is a baddie, but I thought that was an interesting way to take her character, and it was also the most sensible, like logical way to take her character. Like it made sense, even though I was disappointed by it as someone who likes her a lot. I honestly, I don't know. Did you have anything really specific? Because maybe I can springboard off of you, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now.
I actually do have something like that was bugging me throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
Like Rose was bothering me.
Yeah.
I understood where she was coming from. I understood that she was grieving, that she felt like she knew this guy, and now he just like changes his face and passes out, and when they need him the most, he's gone and she doesn't know what to do. Like, I get that. And I don't expect her to like just take up the mantle and like save the world, but it feels so weird, like, for her to become the bad wolf and absorb the time vortex and to like be the hero in the finale, and then like it's not even like there's any middle ground, right? She just doesn't do anything really.
Yeah.
And when the tree is coming at them, she just like puts the screwdriver like in the doctor's hands and tells him to help her. And I love that scene.
He David Tennant doctor again.
I always like fuck up pronouns when I'm speaking. Maybe it's because gender isn't real. Anyway,
so true. But anyway,
yeah, like when she took the screwdriver out of his hands, I was just thinking like, why didn't she try to use it? I mean,
yeah,
like I have the 10th Doctor's Sonic. It's just like 2 buttons. Like
Sarah.
No, but I mean,
I'm just saying, like, if I were there, if I were in that situation, and I had the 10th Sonic, not even the Sonic screwdriver, but I'm familiar enough with it to call it the Sonic, I would have been able to figure it out.
We're on a first name basis.
No, I think that's an illegitimate issue, and I think that it could have worked if they had maybe done a better job of explaining it, because there was a throwaway line where she was like, oh yeah, like I can't do that again because I'll like explode or something, or when she and Mickey are in the TARDIS and she's like, yeah, well the last time I did that, like blah 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 blah, and I can't really do it again, so whatever. I was kind of like, okay, cop out. There really was no middle ground, so I understand. She hasn't felt so helpless in an episode since the Moffat episode, the Empty Child Doctor Dances.
Yeah, and
I think
even in that episode, like there was the scene where like they were trying to escape the gas mask people, and so she like grabbed Jack's like gun thing or whatever, and that like removed the ground from under them, and they like fell to the other floor and were able to escape. Like, she did like things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in this episode,
yeah.
I feel like they made her the damsel in distress in order to make the doctor shine and to show how heroic this new doctor is. And while that was great, I enjoyed seeing it. Like, let's not, but like, Rose isn't so helpless. Like even when she was like putting Mickey and like Jackie in the TARDIS and was like, okay, this is the safest place to be. Let's be in here. Like, I get that reaction, but I feel like Rose is the kind of person that would like try to get more people in there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she would try to save people because she's a compassionate person. It's what she does. Yeah. It felt weird that she was just like, well, the doctor isn't here and like I'm giving up on him, and like I just don't see her giving up so easily, because even though she can't absorb the time vortex anymore, she's still the kind of person that was willing to do that. And in this episode, she just like doesn't feel like that anymore, and like it just bothers me.
Yeah, I am curious to see how her character will change in the coming episodes, because I feel the same way that you do. And I thought it was kind of a cop-out that, she did that whole thing. Like, she tries to speak to the Sycorax, and she just kind of, like, whips out a bunch of names. And, like, that was kind of, I don't know. That's all you're going to give her. And then you're going to have everybody laugh at her. That rubbed me the wrong way, that scene.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. Like, when she first stepped up, I was like, okay, she's talking. But, like, girl, you absorbed the time vortex and fucking eviscerated an entire army of Daleks. Like, they are like the Nazis.
You don't understand. Like, I don't remember anymore. Like, it's like there's a block. It's like it's cut off. Like, you don't understand. Like, I just can't do it anymore.
Oh, no. Okay. You know what that is? Not only is that a cop-out to make Rose a damsel in distress, it's also a cop-out to make her forget about Jack. Because they left him behind. We didn't talk about that last episode, but they fully left him.
Oh my god, yeah!
Like,
holy shit.
And like, they were like a throuple, and like Rose like brought him back to life. She didn't do that for anyone else. You know what I mean? Like, there was like something going on there, and then they left him, and it's like, well, Rose can't remember, so that's why she's not going back for him. It's like, okay, writers, like
I was, and that's really funny, because I was gonna mention that they totally left Jack in the fucking dust, but I was so blindsided by David Tennant that I forgot to say anything about it. Oh my god. But yeah, that is such a big cop-out. I wonder, so do you think they did that because Jack, like, he has to do a bunch of stuff with, like, Torchwood now, like the spinoff? Yeah. Because I know he comes back. Like, they write his character back in later.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like say anything. They come up with a reason in the show, but I do think you're right. Like, it's probably because they wanted to like give him his own spinoff or whatever.
Sure.
But it's just, I hate it. Like, I hate it so much, because that like Rose would want to go back for him. Like, it's just stupid. So yeah, I really didn't like their treatment of Rose. Pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah. And you know what? Mickey pissed me off in this episode a little bit. Like, he annoyed me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Mickey Defense Squad is still real. I'm still there. But he seriously, like, he needs to move on. Like, he needs to get a grip. At the end of the episode, when he was like, you're still gonna go with him or whatever, I was like, dude, duh. Like, are you joking?
I mean, like, to be fair, and listen, I am, like, on the same page as you. Like, I was also thinking that when we were watching it. But there are scenes where Rose is, like, really flirty with him. It's almost like because the doctor is passed out and she doesn't know what's happening with him anymore, like, she starts, like, flirting with Mickey again. There was that scene where he said something in the TARDIS about, like, being brave or whatever, like, before, like, Rose went on to the Sycorax ship. And she was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, come on.
I know. She's really bad about leading him on. Like, really bad about leading him on. But I feel like his character is a little stagnant. And he could have gotten a little bit wise to what is going on. Because he had some pretty good development in Boomtown.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the writers have kind of just stuck him in this one spot. Because they just need somebody to be like, really, you're going back? You know, like...
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I think it's weird because her mom can totally be that person. I guess maybe it's because she's like more like whiny. She's a bit more of a comedic relief character, I suppose. So when she's upset that Rose is leaving, maybe people don't take it as seriously as when Mickey is upset. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe we'll see. I'm sure Mickey comes back eventually. Unless he doesn't. That would be crazy. Like, this is the last time we see Mickey ever.
you never fucking know. I mean, I know.
You never know. Oh, you know. But maybe we'll see something more with him, but I was a little disappointed about how he acted in this episode personally. But, you know, overall, it was kind of awesome.
Yeah, I really honestly feel that when was David Tennant in there, like the last 15 minutes?
Yeah.
That just like made the whole episode, to be totally frank.
Even when he was asleep, I was like, oh, wow, he's doing a really good job. Well, oh my God. He's sleeping and then Rose like really tearfully just into his ear, help me. And then he shoots straight up and he wakes up. Yeah, I saw that. Writers. Yeah, you didn't slip that one past me. Also, at the end of the episode when he says fantastic, he says it's going to be fantastic when that's exactly the last words that Christopher Eccleston's doctor said to Rose and was like, you were fantastic. I noticed.
Yeah. In that scene where Rose says, help me, it's like another thing to show like David Tennant's acting chops, because he like shoots up and is super serious and like hits them with the sonic or whatever, and then he pauses and then he just like starts talking about like what's going on and goes on like a whole like science-y like rant or whatever, and then is in pain, and then he's like writhing in pain, and it's like he goes through like so many different like emotions in like that time frame. It's so good.
It's so good. And I know they probably like, you know, they took a break in between shots and stuff like that, but still, the on a dime writhing in pain, like struggling to speak, that was crazy. He's so talented. Also, he's amazing. Yeah.
The way that like when he points the sonic at like the tree and it stops, there's like a little pause there where he's like still like staring at it, like he's looking at it very intensely, and then he starts talking, but it's almost like he's waiting to see that the threat has been neutralized so that Rose is safe.
Dude,
it's crazy.
Wow. It's so crazy. I can't wait to see where this doctor goes. There are just some really great glimpses into what kind of character he's going to be that are different from Eccleston, and I am so excited to see them develop. I think they're going to be so awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I did also, I wanted to bring up one more thing, and just one more thing. Sorry, I'll stop with the Columbo jokes. We talked about this a little bit in the intro of this episode, and I wanted to make sure that we hit it. But why was this the most British episode of all time? Oh. Like, can we talk about that? That's my least favorite part.
You're gonna offend like our 4 teenage male British listeners.
I'm so sorry, but first of all, the Union Jack on the satellite, we go visit on Boxing Day, like just the British Christmas of it all was crazy, and then the fact that it was a cup of tea that woke the doctor up. Are you joking?
When we were watching it, so Jeanette like thought it was soup, and then like it spilled into the
it's
TARDIS.
In a thermos.
And Jeanette's like, oh, like it's gonna feed the TARDIS or something. Like, come on. And then it started breaking the TARDIS, and so Jeanette's like, oh, okay. But then, like, the steam comes up, and, like, the steam from the tea, like, the doctor just, like, he just needs to, like, smell tea, and, like, that's what wakes him up from his coma.
It's just fucking crazy. Like, no way that a cup of Darjeeling or, like, a London, like, Earl Grey, whatever, Lady Grey, like, no way that's waking someone up from 2 hearts down, do not resuscitate coma. Like, only in BBC's Doctor Who is that a real thing. Also, when Harriet is, like, addressing the nation, the Christmas Day address, and there's a framed photo of Queen Elizabeth II, and then, like, the photos of the kings on the walls, I was like, oh my god, you're joking me. You're literally joking right now.
When she is like, where is the royal family? And then she goes, oh, they're on the roof. Also, there's like an incest joke to be had there. Like, the entire royal family is A positive. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm looking up her blood type right now. Oh my god. Apparently the royal planes usually fly with a supply of blood in case of an emergency.
is it A positive?
I don't know. Let's see. No, it doesn't say anything about the blood type. God damn it.
Well, every single member of the royal family is A positive blood because they're all breeding with each other.
Well, according to BetterHelp.com, Queen Elizabeth II has blood type O, along with Paul Newman, Elvis Presley, Ronald Reagan, and Gerald Ford.
And me.
But and you. Wow.
What's your blood type?
I'm B, not sure positive or negative, and my mom always says that it's because I'm Chinese.
What?
She's like, oh yeah, that's the Asian blood type.
Is it?
I don't think so. It's just my dad and, like, his side of the family, they're, I think my grandfather is B as well. So she just, like, says that. I don't know if that's true.
Like, is it...
It's like, could you imagine? There are so many people in China. Could you imagine if every single one of them had type B blood? That would be crazy.
Like, the entire...
And they would be fucked if the Sycorax had a vial of B blood. Let me tell you, they'd be fucked.
Do you have anything else you want to say? I'm good.
I think I'm all set.
All right, guys. Well, if you want more, keep up to date with us on social media. Our Instagram is at doctor.what.podcast, and our Tumblr is at doctorwhatpodcast. No spaces or periods or hyphens or whatever.
Fantastic.
Oh my god. Oh my god. If you keep doing David Tennant impressions, I'm gonna, like... You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know.
You're gonna doctor what?